So good morning, welcome everyone to class today. You can go ahead and find a comfortable seat. And whatever that means for you, if you need extra pillows, if you need a blanket to sit up on. And the idea here for anyone new to the practice is make sure that your spine is able to be freely upright. A lot of times through habit and lifestyle, we sort of program our bodies to have permanent curves in the spine. And when it's not related to injury, this is one of the causes, the major causes of scoliosis and spinal misalignments, is through lifestyle. And sometimes that means being sedentary, sometimes it means sitting quite a bit. But anyway, so finding an upright spine is a cornerstone in our practice. As you notice when we go through various postures, our spine is always long. And whether it be curved and rounded on the back, or whether we're arching, we're always extending the spine longer. You can take a few moments here just to close down the eyes and to tune in with the inner world. We should always try first to change our inner attitude. If we wish to change the circumstances around us, change yourself first, change your inner attitude. You'd be amazed how quickly we can change our consciousness in the snap of a finger. Doesn't mean that we're perfect at this process, but the more willing we are to depersonalize the challenges that come our way, the easier it is to shift our consciousness. This is the teaching for all of us. In many of the yogic texts, the ego is described and its tendencies like whirlpools, energies spiraling in on itself, and it's this self-preoccupation that leads to suffering. And let's take this moment with deep breath to free ourselves from any inner currents that are pulling us in a given direction that doesn't honor our nature as being blissful and joyful beings. And attune ourselves to the reality that there is a grand conspiracy to help you awaken in this life. Just breathe that reality in. And to breathe that reality deeply into the body. Let's take a few moments here to center in heart and to center at the spiritual eye. And breathe calmness into these 2 points in the body. First step from liberating ourselves from dependence on external sources is to first identify the innate peace that rests within your heart and your spiritual eye already. To be calm enough to feel that peace within. And we'll have a chant to open our practice this morning. All these little opening sequences are part of that grand conspiracy to deliver you back to your own inner bliss and inner peace. Chanting is one of the more powerful ways that we open our hearts. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart song. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. I will never forget thee. I will never forsake thee. Allowing a final moment here of eyes closed. Inner gaze aspiring from the heart to the spiritual eye. Encouraging the directional flow of your energy to rise up the spine towards upliftment and joy and peace, the soul qualities. If you're new to lifting your gaze behind the spiritual eye, you just look up with your physical eyes without straining. And you expand your awareness to calm feeling, to encapsulate the body, mind, and spirit. When you're ready, gently begin to open your eyes. All right, let's come up into our standing position. And don't mind me, I'm going to back up just a little bit here to stay out of direct sunlight. Direct sunlight is not ideal for our yoga practices. Good. Let's take a moment here to inhale, and we'll sweep the arms up and around. Exhale, hands right onto the shoulders. Good, take a little bend of the knees. Inhale and roll the shoulders up by the ears. And then exhale, bend the knees and come down a couple more times. Good, let it be dramatic. And the last time, unfurl your hands right off of your shoulders and reach them downward as you pin the shoulders behind the body. Good, and then just roll a few times here. And reverse. Good. We'll take a double inhale. We're going to tense our arms up behind us. And then float them in relaxation forwards. Again. Tense, 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 right to the peak, and then flutter down. And release. One more time. Stirring energy of the heart and releasing. Reverse the direction, double inhale, tense up, and release out. Again. Last time. Alright, let's take a sweep as we bend knees, inhale arms all the way up. And we're going to take a bath all the way down, an energy bath. Palms gently guiding down the body. Then slide palms all the way down until you're forward folded. Good, inhale, squeeze the belly and push off your thighs for a halfway lift. And then exhale to fold forward, we'll round right back up. Gentle awakening into the spine. Good, and then inhale, arms up above. Let's leave them there. Stand nice and tall for a moment. Affirm inwardly that you are conductive, and that your energy is rising. And in that rising energy, carrying with it any of the dense vibrations of stress or disharmony. Good, and exhale, open a little more space for yourself. Carve out a little more space in the cosmos for your energetic field. We're going to take hands soft into the heart. Gentle bend of the knees, you tense out as you inhale. And then exhale, tense forwards. Double inhale, come right on the tips of the toes with lots of enthusiasm. And then double exhale, relax down. So it's called 4-part arm recharging. Let's do it together. Inhale out. Tense out, tense forward, tense up, relax down. Inhale out, exhale forward, double inhale up. Good. And then feel free to layer on the affirmation. Coming with me in unison. I'm positive, I'm energetic, I'm enthusiastic. I'm positive, energetic, enthusiastic. I'm positive, energetic, enthusiastic. See if you can do it until you smile. I'm positive, energetic, enthusiastic. I'm positive, energetic, enthusiastic. One more time. I'm positive, energetic, enthusiastic. And then see if you can open hands and just gently float down onto heavy heels. Feel all that wonderful awakening. Close the eyes. When the hands reach the legs, let them just relax and look into the spiritual eye. You can open eyes to come back to our practice here. Let's go ahead and join hands in front of the heart, and we'll inhale to open the arms wide, bending at elbows, and we'll come into eagle pose. So you can start with left arm on top, And maybe start by holding shoulders or matching backs of palms, wrapping hands around, whatever you're ready for. And you take a bend in your knees and step over with your left foot. So nice and stable here. The trick in this pose is just to relax your shoulders. Your heart on front and back sides is like a flower. It cannot be forced open, but only coaxed by the sunlight of your inner joys. You might aspire a little higher with the hands, but keep shoulders relaxed and dive down deeply into your resting pose. The affirmation: through life's many storms, I stand serene. Through life's many storms, I stand serene. Keep reaching through crown of the head. One more repetition. Through life's many storms, I stand serene. When you're ready to unstep, do so on inhalation. Feet firm on the earth. We'll inhale to release up this time and just uncross the arms and let them part out nice and wide. And then come right back up. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to circle down. Good. Take a moment here, close the eyes and look into the spiritual eye. Eagle pose is a wonderful heart-opening posture. Careful not to let the chin float too high. Just reach the crown of head and look up with the eyes. Through life's many storms, I stand serene. Let's inhale, we'll open arms out nice and wide, bending at the elbows, and set for the other side. So this time, right arms on top, hold shoulders if your body needs this position, or match backs of palms, or even wrap if you'd like. Gentle bend of the knees and take your step over, this time with right foot. Some of us don't need a kickstand and we wrap around our supportive leg. Reach palms up higher as you relax shoulders down more deeply. And we use the affirmation, through life's many storms, I stand serene. Affirmations magnetize the reality that we wish to move towards into existence. Through more and more repetition with deep concentration, these affirmations become living realities in your life. Through life's many storms, I stand serene. See if you can smile right in the belly of the pose. As you're ready to release, you inhale to unstep the foot. Exhale to anchor. Inhale, unwind the arms and reach them up overhead as you part them out of the way and let them come all the way down. Good. And then take a few more rounds, just relaxing the shoulders. Beautiful. Let's take a moment with eyes looking upward. Relax the whole body and make sure the weight is shifting on towards the ball of the foot. Make this a regular habit in your practice. Stand a bit taller through the crown of the head. You're ready to open the eyes. Take hands into soft fists and just circle them out as you inhale and reach all the way up. And then exhale and come down. The instruments of the heart, keeping them flexible, dynamic. Try with open hands, articulating through fingers and then all the way back and down. Good. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. And let's go ahead and reach over and off to our left side. half moon pose. Your lower hand here, your left hand, can push up on your right arm or your right top side of palm. And start to gaze over towards your right side, beyond the shoulder and armpit. And this helps to teach you to keep your spine open, your heart open, rather than folding down towards the ground. Strength and courage fill my body cells. Yogananda said to stand unshaken amidst the crash of breaking worlds. And this is the type of strength and courage, but also inner peace that we're cultivating. Strength and courage fill my body cells. When you get right into the sweet spot of the posture, of the breath, you start to feel an electric charge running through your body, changing your chemistry. The consciousness begins to shift. Let's inhale, come through neutral, come right to the other side if you can. This posture is wonderful for strengthening the muscles that run along the spine, strengthening the abdominal muscles. If you've ever heard the term intestinal fortitude, strengthening this part of the body helps us to strengthen our sense of self, to give us courage. Strength and courage fill my body cells. Find the perfect balance between effort and relaxation, where you're aspiring, yet you're relaxed enough that we're not causing friction by our efforts. Let's come through neutral when you're ready. Release the palms facing up. Come right on the tips of the toes if you so desire. Good. Exhale, we're coming all the way down to release. Nice and gradual. No rush, nowhere to be, but right here. Release head and neck and low spine. The affirmation, nothing on earth can hold me. Nothing on earth can hold me. If you like to do a little swing here, holding on to elbows, you're most welcome. What's really important is that your head and neck are totally relaxed in a forward fold. When you're ready, you can inhale to lift halfway. That means pressing off of your thighs and lengthening your spine. Your back is firm like a tabletop, and then exhale and reverse down. Take a couple rounds here. Inhaling to lift, and exhaling to let that wonderful healing blood and prana flood up towards the brain. One more time. Exhaling, folding, and then bending knees and rolling up the spine. Let's dredge ourselves back from the earth here. And then with rising aspiration, lightness of being, inhale and lift the palms right up the spine and bloom the flower of your being out open wide. Good. And again, inhaling, lift the energy right up the spine. You'd be amazed how tense muscles begin to release as we experience joy in our practice. Good. One more time. Don't wait for the supportive sensations that say you're joyful. Claim your joy now. Let's do one more, just because we can, reaching all the way up, finding wonderful freedom and fluidity in our bodies. We're going to come into a side angle pose. So coming to the front of the mat, just take a step back with your right foot. Your toes are pointed at a diagonal, and you're pressing off of the back edge of the foot. Good. Hips are out open to an angle here. Inhale, draw the hands up the body into the heart and then broadcast them out nice and wide for warrior two pose. Good. In this version, flip the palms up. It can be particularly helpful to teach you to relax your shoulders. The affirmation, I joyfully manifest the power of God. Stay nice and steady in your feet. You might think of the divine as unconditional love, or your highest possible potential. When you're ready, you could turn palms to face down, and we'll join them right into the heart and straighten the front leg just a hair so that you can relax here. You might try closing the eyes, just be careful with your balance. I joyfully manifest the power of God. Look right into the spiritual eye for at least another breath or so. All right, let's inhale and send those aspirations rising up above the head, and exhale, open the arms out wide. We're going to bend at the front elbow and drop down onto the thigh. Opposite arm goes up towards the sky. This is a side angle pose. Easy version here, or that's not really the right word. The gentle version is to just send the arm up overhead. And simply a different version is to face palm side down and reach up overhead. Keep a nice deep bend in your front knee and thigh, holding steady here. I am a fountain of boundless energy and power is the affirmation for this pose. I am a fountain of boundless energy and power. That fountain is in your spine. I am a fountain of boundless energy and power. I am a fountain of boundless energy and power. You might smile while you say it. What a wonderful reality to be part of. You're ready to free the top arm down, sweep it right into the heart center. And on a deep inhalation, push through the front foot and relieve yourself of the position. And just hold your heart for a moment. You can straighten your legs. I am a fountain of boundless energy and power. Repeat it at the spiritual eye to magnetize the words. I am a fountain of boundless energy and power. When you're ready to release, you go ahead and take hands to the hips, and you might just do 1 step, 2, 3, as many as you need until you come back, and we'll release our hands down by our sides. Look right to the spiritual eye for 3 breaths. Whole body relaxed. The spine is like a superhighway for energy, flowing in both directions. When you're ready to open eyes, go ahead and we'll come right to the other side. So this time, left foot stepping back. You take as many steps as you'd like. Find a comfortable gait. And bending in your front knee, your back leg is firm, toes pointed at diagonal, and your hips are pointed in the direction of your chest and your gaze, off at a diagonal. When you're ready, you inhale and draw the hands up the body, gathering energy, gathering, and then expand that energy through palms and settle in a little deeper. And hold your position with calm, steady breath. You might shift your gaze to the front palm. Some of us become aware of Mula Bandha in this pose, right at the base of the spine. The pelvic floor can be engaged, the musculature, very softly, and this will help to keep energy centered upward in the body. I joyfully manifest the power of God as our affirmation together. I joyfully manifest the power of God. The great yogi Swami Kriyananda said that affirmation is one of the four most powerful techniques for changing our habits, habitual ways of thinking, being. Let's go ahead and drop palms to face down and then reach up as you straighten a little bit in your front leg, hands into prayer. You can just softly gaze towards the wall or try closing the eyes. Careful with your balance. He said oftentimes he would affirm that he were free from a particular habit even while he was indulging in it. And what he found was over the years that his desire, the charge for those particular habits, simply left his being and they no longer had a pull on his consciousness. And we can employ this too. Let's go ahead and extend arms up overhead and lift our heartfelt aspirations up as high as we can in our reality, and then we'll go ahead and expand into side angle. So bending elbow, you set your forearm down, reach opposite arm up to the sky. Try to relax in your shoulders here and use the strength of your core to hold you steady in the position. I am a fountain of boundless energy and power. I am a fountain of boundless energy and power. If you like the alternate version, palm facing down, creating one giant angle along the side of the body, feel free. I am a fountain of boundless energy and power. Again, for yogis with experience doing so, find Mula Bandh, squeeze into the pelvic floor, and you'll find that it feels almost as though you're plugging a hole at the bottom of the energy field. Thus, the energy that you draw into yourself starts to circulate and expand and revitalize the body. I am a fountain of boundless energy and power. I am a fountain of boundless energy and power. At some point we reach our physical, mental threshold. And careful not to force too far past this position. When you're ready to release, you do so calmly. Stay longer if you so desire, and lift hands right into the heart. Start to straighten the front leg and take a few moments here. Close the eyes if you so desire. Look up to the spiritual eye, even if eyes are open. I am a fountain of boundless energy and power. Let's stay on this wide stance of our mat, and we'll turn our toes to face the same direction and take a much needed forward fold. Release the whole body down. You can always rest forearms on your thighs if you need extra support. You can send hands reaching down towards the ankles, towards the ground. Most important for everyone, release the back of the neck and the head. This posture has a beautiful affirmation. I relax and cast aside all mental burdens. I relax and cast aside all mental burdens. See if you can bend your knees enough that you can touch down to the ground. Just take little steps back towards the center. We're going to turn our orientation so that we end up in a tabletop position. Just take a few rounds here, inhaling, lifting chin, crown of the head and chest, and then exhaling to push back and round. A few rounds here of deep breathing as we flush the spine. Try starting with softening your body, and then let this subtle energy begin to awaken greater flexibility, greater joy. Let's hold each position for a few moments here. When you get into cow pose, pull the heels of the hands towards your knees, reach the crown of the head and look up. Relax the body. Center all the awareness right at the spiritual eye. Deep, deep breath. As you're ready to exhale, press the belly up towards the spine, round the back, and look towards the lap. Try holding the breath out for a few moments. And inhale, come back to neutral. Good, we're going to come right into our next posture here. Let's do so by stepping hands off to the left side. And you're going to reach your right foot back behind you. And then with a high knee, go ahead and draw that foot up to the front of the mat. Hands on either side. And we work our way into a modified lunge. I'll show you from the side as an example here. So your hips can be right over or right underneath your shoulder, or you can start to lean forwards a little here. Good, we're going to free the arms and curve the spine. Most important here is not to fold backwards, but to lift up and forwards. And then you might slowly, like the second hand of a clock, tiny increments as you reach upwards and backwards. Look right into your spiritual eye. Just a gentle lift. The consciousness associated with the center is calm feeling or intuition. Sort of like when you know the rain's coming, you can't see it, but you just feel it in the air. That's the type of calm feeling that we're talking about here. When you're ready to lower down, let's just go ahead and lower left hand and knee, right hand down to the earth. And we'll come into a twist. Reach back up with left arm. And look out to the side here. Let the heart open. Ready to come down. Final inhalation finds you reaching up to the sky, and then exhaling and rounding back by the hips. Good. We're going to come into one more little section of this motion here, which is to come into half Hanuman pose. And you do so by starting to straighten your front leg. Head is bowing towards the earth. Hips are moving backwards. Toes stay flexed the whole time to keep your knees safe. And careful not to awaken so much sensation that you lose your sense of expansiveness. Just enough that there's something to hold you steady and aware in the moment. Wiggle the toes if anything becomes overwhelming. And you choose if you'd like to stay maybe a breath or 3 more breaths, but when you're ready to release, you just roll forwards. We're going to step onto the inside of our leg. So inside of our leg, and then we'll go ahead and wave that foot back and around and behind. Hands over to the other side. Let's come right around, stepping forwards, and then releasing ourselves up. Good, reach the arms up into the sky. If you're having trouble balancing in the pose, you might separate your feet a little bit more. So sort of walk one of the feet out to the side if you need to. Good, remember hips can be right underneath the shoulders, or you can start to release forwards. If you notice that you're looking down towards the ground, at least lift the gaze up to the horizon point, so straight in front of the gaze. If you can, lift a little bit higher, and you'll find that this will pull on your consciousness. Stay centered high in the body at spiritual eye, crown of the head, or even up in the hands. When you're ready, go ahead and release your supportive hand down to the earth. Other hand is up towards your knee, and then we'll reach up into the sky. We can use the twisting postures affirmation for this pose. I radiate love and goodwill to soul friends everywhere. I radiate love and goodwill to soul friends everywhere. When you're ready to come down, take your final inhalation, reach up into the sky, and then bow that hand back and down behind you until you're in front. And we're coming into half Hanuman pose. So gently encouraging hips back. You may need to alter your foot position. You can keep toes flexed. Some of us will point toes if that feels better. And just look down here. Soften back of the neck and the head. Sit your hips further back as you relax. Again, in these more powerful postures, careful not to invoke so much sensation in the body that you find yourself becoming protective again, but just enough that you have something to work with. When you're ready to exit the pose, the inhale is the aspiring energy that takes you reaching out of the position. Walk your hands under the inside of your foot and then slide that foot out of the way. You can take a little point if you need to. And then we're going to just slide the feet right out of the way. Good. And then take feet down onto the ground, knees are bent. And let's go ahead and just relax ourselves onto our backs. Take knees in towards the chest. Relax your head down towards the ground, close your eyes, and find stillness. And we'll open it up into a happy baby pose. So Let your knees start to separate towards your shoulders and send your feet halfway up to the sky. And we'll either hold on to thighs, calves, or feet. If you've never seen it before, you need a demonstration, just look over at the screen. And this is a particularly stimulating posture for the hips, so be mindful of how much you need. If you like rocking side to side, it's a nice massage for the kidneys. And try most of all to keep the heart open, the throat open, spiritual eye expansive. Yogananda has a beautiful poem of, I am a little baby, I am a helpless babe, secretly seated on thy lap of immortality. O Divine Mother, I'm secretly seated on thy lap of immortality. And it speaks to this nature of returning to the child. When you're ready to release, take knees back together for a few moments. And let's go ahead and reach one leg at a time. So this is called wind release pose. And it doesn't matter which side you start on, but you're going to inhale and lift your forehead towards your knee. Your chin is going to tuck towards your chest. Flex both of your feet in their toes. And then exhale and relax down and switch sides. Come right to the other side. So the inhale takes you rising, tuck the chin, round the back, squeeze the belly. A wonderful posture to help you feel more grounded and connected to the present moment. And then exhaling, release out. We'll take both feet now to the earth and wave the knees. Move up another section of the spine here into the sacral region. Good. And then when you feel ready, you go ahead and still yourself, knees up towards the sky. We're going to inhale and lift our hips for bridge pose. Interlace fingers underneath the body if possible. And you want to push off of the soles of the feet, resting onto the upper spine, looking right to the spiritual eye. The affirmation, my every thought is a bridge to divine grace. My every thought is a bridge to divine grace. We're beginning here to connect these lower energy centers of root, sacral, and solar plexus to the higher centers of the heart and throat and spiritual eye, where the material plane becomes unified with the energetic plane. My every thought is a bridge to divine grace. When you're ready, you lower down. Take a moment here in between the postures, but we're just moving through a quick sequence here to finish out in a good way. Look to the screen if you've never practiced fish pose. Legs extend nice and long. Arms are out by your sides, heads resting on the ground. Make sure you have a little bend in your arm, just a bit here. You're going to drag the top of your head and balance on your elbows. You're arching the spine. Careful with the neck here. Don't put too much weight. Some of us maybe get like an inch off the ground and then we take a breath and we rest. And we might rinse and repeat that process. So that I know that you're keeping your neck safe, never lift the head. The head slides into the pose and it slides out of the pose. And use those elbows, push down on them to puff the chest or to burst the heart open wider here. The affirmation, my soul floats on waves of cosmic light. My soul floats on waves of cosmic light. This pose is a deeply heart-centered pose, as well as a great awakener for the throat. Lower down whenever you're ready. Let the palms face up, relax the whole body, and look up to the spiritual eye, calmly experiencing what's happening within you. If you feel any tightening in your low spine, bend your knees right away, feet onto the ground, and just wave the knees side to side. It's okay, there's nothing wrong, it's just a protective function of your low spine. Over time, the body gets used to it, and it no longer needs that protective function. Final posture of our class is going to be to draw the knees in towards the chest and choose some version of an inversion. So if you'd like to send your legs up towards the sky, you can do that, resting on your back with palms facing up. Some of us know of the supportive shoulder stand. I can demonstrate if you'd like to try it yourself. Make sure that you're resting firm on the ground, elbows into the earth, knees towards the chest. Watch me before you try if you're going to do this pose. And then inhale, send your feet towards your face, press off your elbows, and catch your hips into your hands as you straighten the legs. And you stay for a little while, careful not to look left or right. Just breathe deeply here. Calm breath here. The affirmation for supportive shoulder stand is awake my sleeping powers. Awake. Awake my sleeping powers. This is our dormant potential. And we're calling, we're knocking on that inner door. Awake my sleeping powers. Focus at the spiritual eye for the last moments of the pose. Relax the entire body. Feel that you're lying in the ocean, supported by a body of bliss. And then come down whenever you're ready, and we'll take our final pose of Shavasana. When you're ready to come down, of course, bending knees towards the chest, slowly lower yourself down. Everything in our yoga practice is graceful and gradual. When you do get into Shavasana, one leg extends at a time. Palms are going to face up, and you'll lie on your back. It's anything but a posture of sleep. In fact, we're going in the opposite direction. Sleep is subconscious energy in the body, and we are looking to enter into superconscious. So look to your spiritual eye and let this energy relax the muscles and charge them. The language of this world is calm feeling. We'll have about 4 minutes of silence in the pose. Just enjoy it. inviting any movement into your body. Feel the calm, expanding presence at your spiritual eye. Let it be filled with light, and let that light shine to every cell of the physical body, into every hall of the mind, and every vista of the soul. And soften into that light and allow it to heal every part of you. Just chant Om a few rounds here at the spiritual eye, inwardly chanting Om to yourself. Let's draw a breath of inspiration right into the spine and feel the body lighting up with activity, energy, and distribute that energy out into the hands and the feet by awakening movements, fingers and toes, arms along the earth above the head. Knees can come in towards the chest. Little rocking side to side. Notice how refreshed we become after calming and centering. And then we'll roll off to the side. And instead of staying there on our side, let's inhale and rise back to our seat. Keep the eyes closed, and just like we did when we started, free your spine to stand tall in its innate integrity. Reach to the crown of the head. Palms are facing up on the lap. They might start down by the knees, but see if you can draw them towards the top of the thigh. This will help to teach your body how to sit with open heart. Your elbows are slightly pulled behind the body. Let's look right into the spiritual eye, and we'll close with the affirmation together. I am joyful, I am free. Let's start out loud, saying it first in a loud voice. I am joyful, I am free. Say it with zeal and conviction, a little bit quieter in a conversational tone. I am joyful, I am free. Now in a whisper. I am joyful, I am free. And now inwardly, silently, planting it into the subconscious mind to grow into habit, into living reality. I am joyful. I am free. The final time up at the spiritual eye with deep conviction, intensity of focus, calm, abiding presence. We'll say it 3 times here. I am joyful. I am free. I am joyful. I am free. I am joyful. I am free. Let's join hands together in prayer. We'll share the generosity of the heart out with the world by rubbing palms together. And then extending hands out into the space around you. Eyes can remain closed for this portion if you so choose. Nice deep breath, filling the lungs. Open mouth, exhale. Good, let's breathe in the vital air, sounding Om. Om. time hanging on the at the end of Om. Sending supreme blessings. Your body is a channel for the awakening light to pour forth into this world. Fill the world with this light. Beloved teachers, great masters, perfect our prayers. Send this energy out in powerful transformational waves, inspiring love and kindness. Hands together in prayer, we bow to the Guru within, the great teacher that leads us from the darkness of ignorance back to the light of joy and bliss. We lift our hands to the spiritual eye and bow the head as a symbolic gesture of humility. And we honor that place in saying Namaste. Namaste. You might take a few moments just to rest with eyes closed. Find a nice smooth transition back into the worldly awareness. Now is a great time to meditate for anyone who has the time to do so. All right, everyone, have a beautiful day and carry this light with you. Let it inspire your interactions. So whatever it may be for you today, let them be filled with light. And fret not if you get pulled back down into darkness. Just keep affirming, I am joyful, I am free. And it will change your reality. Namaste, everyone. Many blessings.